Welcome back to Random History. I am the navigator as we explore the little-known events and people that make history such an amazing subject. The events I delve into are probably not ones you learned about in school. These are the ones that, when you do hear about them, you're likely to think that they could not possibly be real. But they are. In this episode, we will discuss a World War II battle which took place in the final days of the war. It found units of the U.S. Army teaming up with members of the German Wehrmacht, Austrian Resistance, and a handful of French prisoners of war to defeat a Nazi SS unit. In our True Heroes segment, I will introduce you to Mary Walker, the only female recipient of the Medal of Honor. Hers is a story of dedication, tenacity, and service to her country at a time when women were expected to stay home and raise a family. Her work saved countless Union and Confederate soldiers' lives. Before we begin, I need to apologize. My producer tells me that I sound much too teachery in my first episode, so I will try to fix that. And so, without further ado, Random History presents the stories of the Battle of Castle of Itter and the story of Mary Walker. The Battle of Castle Itter, fought in Austria on 5 May 1945, stands out as one of the most unusual and dramatic confrontations of World War II. It is notable not only for its timing, occurring just days before Germany's official surrender, but also for the unique coalition of forces that came together to combat the Nazis. This battle saw an unlikely group of combatants joining forces to defeat a force of elite SS troops. The story of Castle Itter exemplifies the chaotic and often contradictory nature of war's final days. Castle Itter, located in the Austrian Alps near the village of Itter, was a medieval fortress that had been converted into a prison by the Nazis during World War II. The SS used it to detain high-profile French prisoners, including former Prime Ministers Édouard Daladier and Paul Renault, General Maurice Gamelin, and other prominent figures such as Jean Barada, a famous tennis player, and Marie-Agnes de Gaulle, the sister of Charles de Gaulle. As the Third Reich crumbled in the spring of 1945, Germany was in chaos. Adolf Hitler had committed suicide on 30 April, and German forces were collapsing on all fronts. In this atmosphere of disarray, the SS, known for its extremism, continued to fight fiercely even as the regular Wehrmacht troops began to surrender or desert. In their fanaticism, the SS began an operation whose mission was to execute the prisoners held at the castle. The defense of Castle Itter brought together a remarkable and eclectic group of individuals, united by the immediate threat posed by the SS. This unlikely coalition included a small group of American troops from the 23rd Tank Battalion, which is part of the 12th Armored Division. They played a critical role in the defense. Captain Jack Lee led the American contingent, which included a single Sherman tank nicknamed Besotten Jenny. Major Joseph Gangl, a Wehrmacht officer who had turned against the Nazis, led a small band of German soldiers. Gangl had been aiding the Austrian Resistance and decided to assist the Americans in defending the castle against the SS. The high-profile French prisoners detained at the castle also took part in the defense. Despite being civilians and politicians with no recent combat experience, they were determined to fight for their lives and freedom. Local Austrian resistance fighters provided additional support, sharing intelligence and aiding in the defense preparations. As American forces advanced into Austria, word of the French prisoners' plight at Castle Itter reached the 12th Armored Division. Captain Jack Lee was tasked with a mission to liberate the prisoners. Meanwhile, Major Gangl, aware of the SS's impending attack on the castle, sought out the Americans to offer his assistance. On 4 May 1945, Lee and his men, along with Gangl and his German soldiers, arrived at Castle Itter. The defenders quickly prepared for the anticipated SS assault. They established defensive positions, distributed weapons, and organized the French prisoners into a fighting force. On the morning of 5 May, the SS launched the attack on the castle. The battle was fierce and intense, with defenders significantly outnumbered by the attacking SS troops. The castle's medieval structure, while providing some defensive advantage, also posed challenges because it was not designed for modern warfare. The SS began their assault with a barrage of small arms fire and mortars. The defenders, despite their desperate backgrounds and limited numbers, managed to hold their ground. The American Sherman tank, positioned strategically, provided crucial firepower, repelling several SS attacks. Captain Lee and Major Gangle coordinated the defense, rallying the men and organizing counterattacks. The French prisoners, including former military officers, contributed their knowledge and experience, helping to devise defensive strategies. Jean Barada, the famous tennis player, even volunteered to break through German lines to seek reinforcements, demonstrating the extraordinary courage and resourcefulness of the defenders. As the battle raged on, the defenders' situation grew increasingly desperate. The SS intensified their assault, bringing in reinforcements and heavier weapons. Despite the mounting pressure, the defenders held their position, determined to protect the prisoners and themselves from the fanatic SS troops. In a critical moment in the battle, Barada's mission to secure reinforcements proved successful. He had managed to contact advancing American forces, who dispatched additional troops to come to help the defenders of Castle Itter. The arrival of these reinforcements, coupled with the defenders' tenacity, turned the tide of the battle. By late afternoon, the reinforcements arrived, led by Major General Charles C. Banks, who was Captain Lee's commanding officer. The additional American troops, along with tanks and artillery, overwhelmed the SS forces. The defenders, bolstered by this support, launched a final counterattack, driving the SS away from the castle. The Battle of Castle Itter ended in victory for the defenders, with the SS forces retreating and many being captured. The successful defense of the castle ensured the safety of the French prisoners, who were liberated and soon returned to France. Unfortunately, the battle had resulted in the deaths of several of the defenders, including Major Gangle, who was killed while rescuing former French Prime Minister Paul Renault. Major Gangle's sacrifice exemplified the complex moral landscape in the final days of World War II. A former Wehrmacht officer who chose to fight against the SS, Gangle's actions demonstrated a profound commitment to justice and humanity. He was posthumously honored by both the Austrian and German governments for his bravery. Captain Jack Lee was also recognized for his leadership and valor. His ability to unite such a diverse group of defenders and successfully repel a determined SS assault was a testament to his military skill and leadership. He was awarded the Distinguished Service Cross for his actions during the battle. The Battle of Castle Itter remains a unique and poignant episode in the history of World War II. It stands out not only for the unusual coalition of defenders, but also for the symbolic significance of their stand against the Nazis. The battle highlighted the complexity of the war's final days, where former enemies could become allies in the face of a common threat. The defense of Castle Itter serves as a powerful symbol of unity and resistance. It illustrates how people from vastly diverse backgrounds and experiences can come together to fight for a common cause. The collaboration between American soldiers, German Wehrmacht troops, French prisoners, and Austrian resistance fighters exemplifies the potential for cooperation and solidarity even in the direst of circumstances. While the Battle of Castle Itter did not significantly alter the course of the war, it provided a dramatic and humanizing narrative amidst the larger backdrop of global conflict. The battle's unique nature and the valor displayed by its participants have made it the subject of historical interest and study. The French prisoners at Castle Itter included some of France's most prominent political and military figures. Their presence added a significant element of urgency to the defense. Despite the lack of recent military experience, they demonstrated remarkable courage and resourcefulness. Their involvement in this battle underscored the shared commitment to resisting the Nazis and reclaiming their freedom. Local Austrian Resistance fighters played a crucial role in the defense of the castle as well. Their knowledge of the terrain and intelligence about the SS movements were invaluable. The resistance fighters' collaboration with the Americans and Wehrmacht soldiers highlighted the widespread opposition to the SS and the Nazis, even within Germany and Austria. The Battle of Castle Itter stands as a testament to the resilience, courage, and unity of those who fought to defend the castle and its prisoners. The unique and dramatic confrontation in the final days of World War II exemplifies the complexities and contradictions of the conflict. The unlikely coalition of American soldiers, German Wehrmacht troops, French prisoners, and Austrian resistance fighters serve as a powerful reminder of the capacity for cooperation and solidarity in the face of adversity. The legacy of Castle Itter endures as a symbol of the human spirit's ability to overcome division and oppression. It reminds us, even in the darkest times, individuals can come together to defend the principles of freedom and justice. The battle story continues to inspire and educate, offering valuable lessons on the importance of unity, resilience, and courage. And now it's time for our Today's Hero segment. As I stated in the introduction, out of the 3,500 Medals of Honor awarded, Mary Walker remains the only woman to receive this high honor. This is her story. Mary Edwards Walker was a pioneering American physician, surgeon, and Civil War hero. She is the only woman to receive the Medal of Honor. Born on 26 November 1832 in Oswego, New York, Walker's life was marked by her relentless pursuit of equality and her remarkable contributions to medicine. Walker was raised in a household that valued education and equality. Walker's early education took place at the Falley Seminary in Fulton, New York, where she developed an interest in medicine. In 1855, she graduated from the Syracuse Medical College, becoming one of the few women physicians of her time. After graduation, Walker established a medical practice in Rome, New York. However, societal prejudices against female doctors limited her success. With the outbreak of the Civil War in 1861, Walker volunteered for the Union Army, initially as a nurse. However, she persisted, and it would pay off in 1863 when she was finally appointed as a contract surgeon, becoming the first female surgeon in the U.S. Army. Walker served in various capacities at various battles, including the Battle of Fredericksburg and the Battle of Chickamauga. Her bravery and dedication earned her the respect of her peers. In 1864, while sneaking across enemy lines to treat wounded soldiers, Walker was captured by Confederate forces and imprisoned at the notorious Castle Thunder prison for 4 months. Despite the harsh conditions, she continued to provide medical care to her fellow prisoners. She was released in a prisoner exchange and returned to serve the Union. In 1865, Walker was awarded the Medal of Honor by President Andrew Johnson for her service during the Civil War. The citation highlighted her courage and contributions as a surgeon. However, in 1917, the Medal of Honor was reviewed, and Walker's award, along with many others, was rescinded, as the criteria for the medal was redefined to include only those who were engaged in direct combat. The ever-defiant Walker refused to return her medal and continued to wear it until her death nearly 2 years later. In 1977, the U.S. Congress posthumously reinstated her Medal of Honor, recognizing her outstanding service and dedication. After the war, Walker became an integral part of the suffrage movement until her death on 21 February 1919. Walker's determination and courage paved the way for future generations of women in medicine and other fields. Mary Walker remains a symbol of perseverance and service. Her legacy continues to inspire, highlighting the importance of resilience and dedication in the face of adversity. This brings us to the end of episode 3. I hope you've enjoyed the program. I know I enjoy researching and writing it. I hope you will continue listening to my future episodes. In episode 4, I'll be discussing a story in history that really needs to be made into a movie. The story of a slave that escaped the South by stealing a Confederate warship and sailing it out to sea. I will also talk about a man that overcame a massive amount of prejudice and severe battle wounds to earn the Medal of Honor. Until next time, make some history of your own. Navigator out.